We begin with breaking news in McKinney as Karmelo Anthony works to appeal his conviction and seeks a new trial. Within the past hour, the judge who presided over the murder trial has been removed from the case. Let's go straight to our JD Miles, who was inside the courtroom when that decision was announced. So, JD, what can you tell us?
Well, Karen, from everyone I've spoken to in the legal community, they found this decision today very surprising. But as Judge Sid Harle, the visiting judge, said himself when he made this ruling, this was far from a typical murder trial. The hearing lasted only an hour. The only evidence presented was 18 minutes of a raw interview that Judge John Roach did with a media outlet 2 days after the verdict in June. The defense tried to use that interview to show that the judge was biased by saying he agreed with the jury and other things, and in the end, the visiting judge agreed and granted the recusal. Now, earlier this morning, there were protests and there were demonstrations and chants outside the Collin County courthouse. I was inside the courtroom where Karmelo Anthony appeared for the first time since the last day of his trial. He was in a dark green prison jumpsuit with shackles. He looked noticeably thinner. The judge allowed the defense to remove those shackles during the hearing. After the defense played audio of the interview, appeals attorney Russell Wilson argued that the judge violated canons of conduct not to speak about the case when a case is pending or there's an impending hearing, which in this case is the appeal. The visiting judge didn't agree with everything the defense said, but in his ruling he said, quote, "In my opinion, there was a period where a motion for a new trial could be filed, and I believe Judge John Roach believes he can be fair in this matter. I believe he can be fair in this matter, but that's not the test."
I think it is surprising. I think most observers probably thought that that was not going to happen, that Roach didn't do anything outside the bounds of his judicial canons or judicial responsibilities, and the judge here in the case obviously disagreed. So now there's a new judge that will be appointed, and the hearing for motion for new trial goes on. This doesn't speak to whether or not the motion for new trial will be granted or not. This just speaks to who the judge will be that will be presiding over that hearing.
And that was longtime Collin County criminal defense attorney Todd Shapiro. He's not connected to this case, but he offered some legal analysis there, and he made it clear that this does not necessarily mean anything about what's going to happen tomorrow when there's a motion for a new trial, because the evidence that the judge heard today was based on something that happened 2 days after the trial when Judge John Roach gave an interview. So we're going to be hearing completely new evidence in this motion for a new trial tomorrow. The administrative judge over North Texas, Ray Wheelis, will announce who that judge will preside over that hearing will be any minute now. He's probably already made that decision. It just hasn't been announced yet. When that happens, we will be back here tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. when supporters of Karmelo Anthony are expected to be out here, when the attorneys will be back in the courtroom, and the defense, the appeals attorneys, will be arguing for a new trial based on a whole new set of reasons. That's the story from here in Collin County. Live, I'm JD Miles, CBS News, Texas.
Well, that's a big update, JD. Thank you very much. We appreciate that. And our Steve Pickett is he's just outside the Collin County Courthouse, where people are gathering and have been gathering to express their opinions about this ruling. Steve.
Yeah, thunderous support and thunderous applause. We heard, Karen, people poured out of this courthouse once, as JD reported, that decision was rendered in that courtroom. People who are here to voice their support for Karmelo Anthony and this legal process post-conviction, showcasing it here in this parking lot out here earlier today. They show you the images of so many people who were here earlier this morning, pre and post that hearing earlier this morning. Organized groups, literally dozens of them, were called to show support on this legal fight to appeal this conviction, essentially this sentence for Karmelo Anthony. But as you know, as JD mentioned, the focus today, this morning, was about the judge and should that judge be recused. Many expressing concerns that Anthony's actions were in self-defense when he stabbed and killed Austin Metcalf, but also arguing about this judge. The first of two parts of this post-conviction legal fight happened today, as JD mentioned. I spoke with one of Mr. Anthony's attorneys, Lee Merritt, who came here with this group post this hearing this morning. He is part of the new legal team who shared with the teenager himself what Karmelo Anthony felt about this ruling this morning.
Karmelo was extremely relieved. He came into the courtroom today very timid, very exhausted, really. You can see that he had lost weight, he had hardened a bit, he had aged a bit in his time in jail. But to hear the community behind him and then to hear an official proclamation from a judge that says, you know, what your family, what your community is seeking, they're going to be granted today was a huge relief.
And again, that is part one of this process. Folks who had advocated against Judge Roach, claiming that his actions, his statements post that trial were inappropriate, getting that recusal today. The group who was here today, they were encouraged to be here tomorrow for part two. Reporting live, Steve Pickett, CBS News, Texas.
All right, Steve, thank you so much. And we do invite you to stay with CBS News Texas on air and online as our coverage of this case continues. We will have more coverage tomorrow, as Steve and JD mentioned, on the second appeal hearing. Karmelo Anthony's defense attorneys arguing for a new trial.